Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and today we're going to be featuring a battleship which basically looks like a carrier, and in my opinion it looks pretty weird, and to be honest, and that is Tier 9 premium battleship Kearsarge. Well, I actually really like Kearsarge since usually you see in my videos I play a lot of carriers, and Kearsarge is basically a battleship that has North Carolina guns, which are 12 of them, with very good sigma and very good dispersion, and it has planes, and these are tiny tims we are talking about, and I'm gonna talk about the tiny tims in just a second, but let's talk about the guns first. Well, the Kearsarge guns, I really love them, and I mean, if you have the John Doe or George Doe captain on it, the expert loader or whatever you call it, that switches your, the guns in very quick time. That actually helps Kearsarge to be really strong. Now, as you can able to see, it has 36 seconds of reload time, but I able to just manage to get the reload. Like if I have to switch to the ammunition, it's basically like it's gonna take 13-14 seconds. And obviously when the AR will kick in, it will be even better. So it is a really good ship in that regard, because I really like the guns. And obviously, as you can see, the planes. Kearsarge has very interesting set of armament. Like unlike its counterparts that are basically a alternate battleship line, which is in the factory, Louisiana, I'm talking about that line. Well, Kearsarge has rockets, the AG rockets, which are basically tiny tims. And I mean, you basically, if you shoot 12 of the guns and able to set fires on Soyuz, for example, in this case, I can actually go and set permanent fire with these rockets, because these rockets are tiny tims and they are not like 6 of them, nor they are like 9 of them. They're like 15 of them, and you will see what I'm talking about. Like, look at the Thunder, okay? The Thunder is basically sort of doing broadside, and obviously the reticle, you can see it perfectly aligns with that, and look at the damage, 16k, and oh my goodness, and 1 fire. And I mean, if the Thunder damage controls, I don't know, I think I just shot very early, but if he dissipates the fire, and if you shoot AG, you basically can get permanent fire. I think in this case I didn't get one, because maybe the Thunder has its damage count running. So Kearsarge is just a really strong ship, man. I mean, apart from its armor, that I would say it's really not impressive in any way, because Kearsarge, obviously at close ranges, it has this giant fat superstructure that takes a lot of damage. Like, it's crazy how much you can take damage when you are very close. And obviously the superstructure that it has underneath the carrier sort of deck, well, it's not really that good. And obviously, as you can see, 7 shell hits, it did almost 10k damage. So you can set fires, permanent fires on anything. In this case, well, as you can see, it also have ASW. So you can also go against the submarines just fine.
Torpedoes to port.
And by the way, one tip is that if there's a submarine that is surfacing, you can actually go and take that plane towards the submarine and actually able to spot him if he does not go into the maximum depth. Which basically, if you just drop the rockets at that time, you can basically able to smash him as well. And that's actually a huge advantage. So Kearsarge can spot for himself really well. Well, at least as you can see, the dispersion is really spicy. Most of the time it is very accurate, and you can get a lot of shell hits like this. In this case, I got double fires. The Kearsarge, the Thunder is in damage control. Now, Thunder is in trouble because Thunder is damage control to fires, and I'm just coming for him with rocket range. And I think the damage was gonna be running out once I was taking him. Yeah. So you can see, Thunder has no chance. Like, if I get a fire, well, that will be permanent. In this case, I only land 5 rockets, and yeah, still it's a permanent fire regardless. So you can just chunk HP of battleships really fast and really good. And in this case, you can also see I just get another fire. It's basically, the Kearsarge play style is like that. Most of the time, you shoot AG on battleships that are bowing. You can use AP, sure. I mean, against cruisers that have 7mm armor, you can actually smash cruisers really hard, because the dispersion is so spicy. But in this case, as you can see, I just switched to AP. I don't know, for some reason I thought, okay, let's try out the AP, right? So although I don't particularly see a reason to do that right now, because well, there's actually nothing like I see the cruiser out there. I don't know why I just switched to AP, but yeah, most of the time HE is really strong. You can just go and set fires, and then you come back with, you know, rocket planes, and when you have 15 of those rocket planes, they can really smash and hurt. As you can see, I just shot on the Musashi. In this case, I just go for the superstructure. I didn't expect him to be like this, and you can see, if I would have shot the HE here, I would have done not only damage, but probably could have gotten fire. But well, that's why I just switched to HE again. So I was thinking of using AP. It's not like I'm just gonna use HE like hundreds in the backline that you used to do. No, that's not how you play Kearsarge. So you have to play it very carefully, as well as very nicely, like in terms of switching to ammunition. Yeah, that will basically tell you that how basically you are able to manage your the ship the way it should be. And you can see in this case, somehow I don't know how I can get non-pen, because the penetration of Kearsarge is pretty good with the HE shell, so sometimes it happens. But that's I guess perfectly fine for now. And Musashi, you can see, well, it does not have any AA whatsoever. And in this case, well, I thought let's bow in here and tank. Although I usually don't do this, as you can see, 8 rocket hits and it's all one fire as well. So Musashi is almost dead. And here you can see that the superstructure of the Kearsarge is not impressive. But at least this will showcase a whole lot of stuff, that why and how it's not that good. Like, you can able to clearly see that. But well, I started to pop the heal, and well, although I would say, and I would not recommend just use bowing in Kearsarge unless you might have a situation. In this case, I got very lucky and Kufu didn't get any damage because the superstructure is like 19mm underneath the carrier deck hull. Sometimes this could happen and you can be getting away with something, but it can't be possible with everything. So you gotta be very careful regardless. In this case, well, as you can see, there's a Shimakaze that got spotted, and well, Shimakaze actually sent the torpedoes, and that actually will cost me a whole lot of HP. I was in a decent position, but until and unless I spot the Shima, and things got changed, because I absolutely know that he will probably gonna drop the torpedoes, and that could be very devastating for me. And exactly that's what happens. So in this case,
torpedoes direct front.
I'm probably gonna eat how many torpedoes? I'm gonna eat all 2 drops. So, oh, never mind. I just got survived. The torpedoes ran out for some reason. I think the torpedoes Shimakaze are using is 8km torpedoes. So yeah. Again, I saw the Kufu's broadside. I mean, when you have the broadsides, you can absolutely switch to AP.
Problem solved, sir.
Match broadsides, because I'm telling you, the Alpha Strike along with the AP that it can do, like, even though it's NC guns, like the NC guns are not particularly that impressive. The shell takes time, but you can see, like I said, 19k damage, 5 penetration hits. I did like good damage to Minnesota. So in this case, you can clearly see that this is not too bad. You can just even use AP and you'll be fine. But I think the best way to play Kearsarge is literally you just basically shoot HE. If you get fired, you just go with the rocket planes and you can just get extra fires. But the hull, as you can see, Kufu is shooting me here, and the hull is not really protecting me. I'm not getting any bounces or anything. Sometimes the people shoot on the deck of the Kearsarge. Sometimes it happens that okay, you get away with it, but most of the time it does not happen. In this case, obviously the Shimakaze, well,
torpedoes astern.
It gets spotted by it would have gotten spotted by getting regardless. So I just did. But yeah, he sent the torps again, and that's very important that you have to be very careful against Shimakaze. Here in this case, Kearsarge rockets are not against destroyers, unlike Louisiana and that whole Delaware line, that actually is decent because they have bombs and you can just drop the bombs and you can easily land somewhere, right? But these rockets, you can, you know, when you use them, you can already able to see that it's radical, and you know, it won't be easy to use the rockets on Shimakaze, but I will have a one scenario where you can absolutely use sometimes these rockets against destroyers, but it's like really advanced tactics. If you want to use rockets on a destroyer, it's not gonna be easy, I can tell you that, but it is entirely possible, sure. And you can see I did like 220 damage, and well, I'm kind of barely surviving right now because obviously the Shimakaze torpedoes really did some damage before, and Crew Force is constantly shooting me there. Direct's really trying hard to do some good damage on me, trying to kill me as fast as possible. And 1.5 million at longer ranges, you will be just okay. Sometimes you will do that, and that's always possible. But in this case, as you can see, the Castilla, he shot broadside, I switched to AP, and well, that's what I'm trying to get some damage out there. But I think the Castilla just turned out really hard. And I still got 110 precision. Now, this situation. Look at the situation. The Shimakaze is spotted. What that means is basically I don't need to spot my planes, and I actually know where exactly I have to use the rockets. And if you aim well, it's in case I did aim well. You can see that it's like 6,300 damage. But this is a rare scenario. I mean, this what usually don't happen. Things like it does not happen all the time. Sometimes you can able to get away with this way. Like this is sometimes possible. And Shimakaze actually tied by Sun Yat-sen. And by the way, this Sun Yat-sen are incomparable in our team. I don't know what sort of brain cells they have, but they are really bad players, man. I must say, or I must admit, I don't know how Sun Yat-sen shot the Shima. I mean, if you look, his HP is full. And Kearsarge, oh sorry, incomparable is like, he's rushing Kobeda that I don't know why. Like, these are some of the things that I just don't understand. I have Schroeder with me, as you can see along the whole game, that he was doing whatever he can in this scenario, but well, our team is still trying hard to throw this away. Like, they literally want this to happen. So
concentrate fire on the enemy
it just
warship.
sucks, but well, what can you do? In this case, he's tanked really well, and he's trying good out there to do something about the taking on enemy team, and obviously back again, and he's slightly angled, so I switched to HE, or I mean, I'm using HE because Kearsarge HE, as you have seen this whole game, is pretty good. Again, I saw get a fire, get shell hits, very nice, and in this case, I can use the rocket planes pretty much easy, no problem. I was slightly angled, so I mean, if he hits on the superstructure, that could be bad, but I take a risk here and I just come up with rocket planes. So rocket planes of the Kearsarge, I think they're the best hybrid armament I think in this game right now. I would prefer this over the Vienna every time, these rockets are that good. Again, Crew Force is trying hard to do some damage to me, which is, but well, we got the Crew Force at the end.
Enemy battleship
And this time the rockets got him, which is nice. I shot the Minnesota, but I think the Minnesota fast acceleration, you know, he basically able to shoot me with this way, which okay, which I actually got surprised that Minnesota did that, but well, sometimes it happens. So almost 2 million potential and 225k damage, and got 13 fires in this game. So yeah, that helps a lot. That helps a lot. Like, I mean, if you know how to chain and use ammunition at the right time, like Kearsarge, it becomes pretty powerful. Like, it's really strong. Minnesota again is trying to guide hard and guide away, which is pretty much understandable. In this case, we can clearly see that we have 4 battleships remaining alongside with my DevMate cruiser, and well, this seems to be a win because it's pretty obvious that incomparable might kill the Kobeda, and Minnesota is basically almost in a really bad spot. Probably gonna get spotted by Shukaku, got someone to sort of get a fire. He's kiting away hard in order to just, you know, dodge. Well, still getting some damage, 2 shell hits. And yeah, this basically is the game for me. Minnesota will probably gonna die, burn down to death, because you got 2 fires. And well, I see the Castilla on A cap, so you will find another guy who's a paid actor. I have to say that I don't know what he did the whole game. He survived the whole game, which does not make me feel like he's a paid actor. But at the end, when you see the scenario here in this case, you will eventually see like, and you will say like, okay, that must be a paid actor. In this case, I'm just using rockets. I wanted to spot the Castilla, which is of absolute strength of the Kearsarge, not the FTR. But yeah, that's how it is. 2 rocket hits, 1 defended because he's in the cap. And Castilla, for some reason, he got spotted here, right? And he still got outside for some reason. Like, explain to me why. Why? Like, come on, why you do that? Why would you do that?
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Full HP Castilla got death struck because he decided not to even change his course. I don't know what to say. And that incomparable, just rushed the Pomida the entire game. Oh my god. I mean, it's so funny to watch. It's hilarious. So funny. But honestly, these strengths, as you can able to see in this whole game, the Kearsarge is amazing. If you don't have that ship for coal, I would absolutely recommend it. And these guns are no joke. Obviously, well, Confederate, devastating strike on that poor guy. I don't know if I would say poor, but he's a paid actor, regardless. Dreadnought, Witherer, because I just burned down so much HP on battleships. And then we go to team score. Team score 2.7k base XP. Pretty good. 3k would be nice, but I think I was doing a lot of damage through fires, and then obviously people are healing, so yeah, effectively I did a bit less than, I mean, if you get damage from AP, for example. My Schroeder really played well, and I mean, he was trying to use Schroeder as secondary, you know, he's trying to, you know, try to understand if that captain bill is worth it or not. Like, he's trying a lot of other stuff with his Schroeder, and he did really well. Like, it really did well. Detailer board wise, well, as you can see, a lot of damage to the battleships, and that was striking the Castilla, almost full HP, and then obviously doing some good rocket damage to Shimakaze, and some shells to Rune as well. So yeah, I hope you like this Kearsarge cameo. It's a great ship to play, and well, if you want to buy the ship, this is available for coal. I don't remember if it's like how much coal, but it's almost gonna be 230k coal-ish thing. So it's really worth it. You should buy that one if you don't have one. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you into the next.